What's up, Marvel fans? And welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the craziest what-if scenarios the multiverse has to offer. Today, we're re-tackling a question that has been bugging me ever since I watched Endgame for the 17th time. You know the scene. The final battle is raging and Thanos from 2014 has traveled to the future. He sees the Avengers trying to undo his life's work. But what if he had one? What if 2014 Thanos had defeated the Avengers, assembled a new Infinity Gauntlet, and snapped his fingers right there in 2023? Would his snap have changed the past he came from? Or would it only affect the future he just arrived in? This is one of those timeline puzzles that can really make your head spin, so let's break it down, piece by piece. First, let's establish the rules of time travel as they're explained in Avengers Endgame. Bruce Banner and the Ancient One make it super clear. You can't change your own past. When you travel to the past, you're not altering your own history. You're creating a new, branching timeline. Think about it. When Nebula shot her past self, she didn't just vanish. When Captain America went back to live a full life with Peggy, our old Cap still existed. The original timeline remains intact, and any changes create a separate reality. This is a core principle we need to remember. So, Thanos, by traveling from 2014 to 2023, didn't just jump forward in his own timeline. He jumped from his timeline, let's call it the Thanos Prime timeline, into the main MCU timeline that we've been following all along. He effectively became a visitor in a foreign reality. Now, let's imagine the worst-case scenario. The final battle is over. The Avengers are defeated. Thor's axe is broken. Captain Marvel is down. And Iron Man never gets the chance to make his ultimate sacrifice. A victorious 2014 Thanos picks up the Stark-made gauntlet, slips it on, and with a grunt of triumph, he snaps his fingers. His goal, as he so eloquently states, isn't just to wipe out half of all life. Oh no, this Thanos is far more ambitious. He wants to shred the entire universe down to its last atom and create a new, grateful one in its place. He wants a total cosmic reboot. So, what happens the moment he snaps? Based on the rules we just discussed, the snap would affect the reality he is currently in. That means the main MCU timeline, the 2023 we see in Endgame, would be the one to get shredded. Everyone and everything in that universe, the remaining Avengers, the newly returned blipped population, the entire galaxy would be wiped from existence, just as he planned. It would be the ultimate, devastating victory for the Mad Titan. A truly dark ending. But here's the crucial part. It would only affect that timeline. His snap, powerful as it is contained within the reality where the stones were gathered. It doesn't retroactively reach back across the quantum realm to change other timelines. So, what about his original 2014, the Thanos Prime timeline? Well, that reality would continue on, completely unaffected by his actions in the future. From their perspective, in 2014, Thanos, Nebula, Gamora, and their entire army simply vanished one day. They were there planning their campaign to find the Infinity Stones, and then, poof, they're gone. That timeline would now be a Thanos-free zone. The Asgardians would still be on their ship, the attack by Thanos would never happen, and Loki might even survive. The events of Infinity War as we know them would be completely averted in that reality. There would be no snap in 2018. The universe would be saved. Not by the Avengers, but by Thanos' own act of time-traveling himself out of existence. It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? In his quest for ultimate victory in one reality, he inadvertently saves another. Now, some of you might be thinking, but wait, the Infinity Stones are all powerful. Surely they can affect the past. And that's a fair point. We've seen the Time Stone used to reverse localized events, like when Strange saved Twanger brought back the Hong Kong Sanctum, but that's manipulating time within a single timeline. What we haven't seen is the stones reaching across different branches of reality. The Ancient One herself warned that the stones are the chief architects of the flow of time in their own universe. Removing them causes problems. But using them in one timeline doesn't seem to give the user dominion over all other possible timelines. Think of it like this. Each timeline is its own separate computer. You can run a program to delete everything on your computer, but it's not going to affect the computer in the next room unless they are networked in a very specific way, which, according to Endgame's logic, they aren't. Let's explore this a little further. When our Avengers went back in time, they had to return the stones to the exact moment they were taken to prevent those timelines from spiraling into chaos. This proves that each set of stones is fundamentally tied to its own reality. The stones Thanos would use in 2023 are the main MCU stones, collected from its own past. Their power is native to that timeline. Therefore, the effects of his snap would be native to that timeline as well. It's the ultimate cosmic rule. You can only play God in the universe you are currently in. So, even with the full gauntlet, 2014 Thanos wouldn't be able to erase his failure in his original timeline. Because from his perspective, he hadn't failed yet. He couldn't change a past that was, for him, still the present in a different reality. This leads to a really interesting and kind of tragic conclusion for this version of Thanos, who would achieve his ultimate goal. He'd wipe the slate clean and get to build his perfect, grateful universe. But he would be its sole, lonely inhabitant, a king ruling over an empire of dust, completely cut off from the timeline he originated from. He would have won the war, but in doing so, he would have marooned himself in his victory. He'd have no past to return to, and no one from his old life would ever know of his triumph. His victory would be absolute, but also completely hollow. It's a classic be careful what you wish for scenario. In the grand, cosmic scheme of the MCU, this means that even in defeat, the Avengers still sorta win. Yes, their timeline would be destroyed, which is a massive loss, no doubt. But by drawing Thanos into their reality, they effectively neutralized the threat he posed to his own universe. The 2014 Thanos Prime timeline gets a happy ending, or at least a much brighter future, all because their version of Thanos got greedy and jumped to the future. It's a testament to the complex and often ironic nature of the multiverse. One timeline's apocalypse is another timeline's salvation. So, to answer our big question, no. If 2014 Thanos had snapped in the future, it would not have changed his past. The past, as we know it in the MCU, can't be rewritten. It can only be branched. He would have only succeeded in destroying the reality he had invaded, leaving his original timeline to unknowingly prosper in his absence. It's a mind-bending concept, but it sticks to the rules established in the films. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this interpretation? Or do you believe the Infinity Stones have the power to cross the streams of reality? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this awesome hypothetical with me. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next journey into the wild world of what ifs. Until next time, stay super.